a biopic simply titled Elvis. A lot of words come to mind when you ask someone about this American icon, but now that a brand new film is out about his life, some may say that he and this film are over the top. Over the top usually has a negative meaning. The phrase is typically used to criticize or to call someone out, but I think this sums up the film and the life of Elvis in 3 simple words: over the top. And I love it. From the moment the film starts, the editing is wild and unique. For the first hour and a half, the story moves at what feels like 100 miles per hour. It doesn't even think about taking a breath. The editing is highly stylized to Baz Luhrmann's taste, and seems very similar to The Great Gatsby. It did take a little while to get used to, but you could say the same thing for directors like Quentin Tarantino or Wes Anderson. They want to achieve a certain style that is unique to them as filmmakers. Baz Luhrmann's style is quick, playful, and flashy, which works incredibly well with a story about a glamorous music superstar. This style keeps us locked in and focused on every second. The movie is over 2.5 hours long, but it never felt boring. A small detail in this movie that most people probably won't care about is the text, but I love the way they use 3D text that would sort of bounce and pop from the image. That, alongside some nice graphics and animation, made for some really creative transitions. Of course, the musical catalog of Elvis Presley is huge, and this film did not shy away from that. They use a lot of Elvis classics for scenes where he is performing, but they also use remixes created by modern artists. At first, it was kind of bizarre hearing Doja Cat rap over a sample of Hound Dog as we see some visuals from the 1950s, but somehow it worked. It was definitely intentional to combine the original recordings with newer versions of those songs, and that creates a unique and original movie soundtrack. Now, let's talk about the cast. Austin Butler is Elvis Presley. Don't let anyone tell you different. His dedication to this role is evident and should be recognized. His method acting ability is insane as he talks, sings, and moves just like Elvis. But it goes further than that. Butler's dialogue and singing and moving evolves as Elvis himself changed throughout his career. It's really impressive to see a young star commit wholeheartedly to a role like this, and I think this is just the beginning of big-time roles for Austin Butler. Tom Hanks gives an incredible performance, like always, as Colonel Tom Parker. He steals the show in a lot of his scenes as he plays the overly charismatic and persuasive manager of Elvis. Most of the time, it's hard to tell that it's even Tom Hanks underneath the fat suit and facial prosthetics. With that being said, I just want to throw this out there that if Gary Oldman can win an Oscar by putting on a fat suit and facial prosthetics, can Tom Hanks do it too? Anyway, I am not an expert on anything related to the real Elvis, so I actually learned several things that I didn't know before, which is always a cool feeling leaving the movie theater. I learned how music genres like rhythm and blues and African spirituals heavily influenced Elvis at an early age. Also, I honestly didn't know Colonel Parker even existed until I saw this movie, but learning how he financially abused Elvis is really sad. The film sheds a lot of light on that abusive relationship between Elvis and Colonel Parker, but it even shows the darker side of Presley's story that many people may not know about. Another really sad part about Elvis's story is his broken marriage with Priscilla. You see how their marriage starts to fall apart as Elvis begins to choose his career and music over his wife and his child. And that life of becoming a mega superstar, it comes with a price. With all that being said, I was pleasantly surprised by this film. The story, the pacing, the acting, Elvis is over the top. And I love it. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts on the movie. And I'll see y'all in the next video.